and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is Blaze Legacy of Blood, Issue 1 by Marvel. Now, there is fighting, killing, shooting, beating, magic, possibly demons, violence, and fire in this one. So if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, here's the team. So, this is a 4-part miniseries from 1993 about Johnny Blaze. And it's also related to the Midnight Suns, from what I understand from this here. I borrowed it from my friend Leor. He picked it up last week. I was like, ooh, can I borrow that? And I love this kind of thing. Now, admittedly, I don't know much about Johnny Blaze. I know there's first there were 2 Ghost Riders. First it was Johnny Blaze, then there was Danny Ketch, and I'm very much confused in how the hell that works, because I always thought Ghost Rider was this entity that just took over Johnny Blaze, basically. And that's how the powers worked. But then there are all these other Ghost Riders, and let's not forget the Ghost Driver, who's, well, shit, as an idea. There's supposed to be Ghost Rider, and he has a car, for fuck's sakes. But let's not get into that. So yeah, I don't know what happened, but something has happened to Johnny Blaze here. You can see his eye there, and it almost looks like he has part of a metal face now. It's kind of like the Phantom of the Opera here. So yeah, something fucked up happened to him. Very fucked up. And he's very miserable and upset by it, and, well, basically drinks himself into passing out. So it seems. Alright, so we start the story at some bar. We see a figure with the hood on, sitting with beer and ashtray just, piled with cigarette butts. And then 4 dickheads approach, thug looking. They're like, hey, we want this table, get the fuck out of here. And he's like, look, leave me alone. And the hooded character is Johnny Blaze. And he's like, look, leave me alone. Not in the fucking mood. But of course, they don't know what they're dealing with, so they keep picking on him. Like, didn't you hear? Get out of here. And then he pulls off the hood, he gets up, and while one of these dickheads approaches him, he pulls out his gun. It's like right under the dickhead's chin. I think, yeah, it's the leader, their leader. And then he gets up and he's like, listen, I'm in a really bad mood. Get the fuck out of here. Of course, they don't listen, and then the fight starts. They pull out knives and everything, but Johnny, kicks their asses. He kicks the first 3, and then he's pointing his gun at the leader, and he's like, give me one good reason why I shouldn't kill you. And he said, I don't want to die, please. And he's like, that's not a good enough reason. You know, the shit that's happened to me, why did it happen to me and my family, all that I've been through? And then after he says all that, he, I guess, kind of like, fuck this. And he says, you're not worth it. Plus, I'd have to find another bar to drink in. And the guy's like, thank you. And then Johnny kicks him with his leg right in his face. And then he sits back down to drink, or continue drinking, sorry. And he says, and tells like the rest of the bar, listen, no one else approaches me until I am way more drunk. And I don't think the other patrons ever had even the notion of approaching him. But then someone does, but this time it's a woman. A woman puts her hand on his shoulder, and then he turns, he's about to tell her to fuck off, and then he sees that It's a woman named Clara. It looks like it's someone who Johnny knows, and I get the feeling that she doesn't have eyes. Because her eyes are constantly hidden from us in every panel, practically. So, Clara is there with another woman, whose name I forgot, but she kind of has that, one of her eyes is completely white and it's got black around it, which I've seen on another character before, but I can't bloody remember which character. But this woman belongs to a race called the Blood. This is some kind of race that Johnny already had to deal with. It looks like they're connected to everything that happened to him, and because of them, he can't be with his family. They have to be in hiding. And he said, because of her race and all of that. But then this young woman says, I was too young to be responsible for what happened to you. Which I'm not sure if she means that she was a child at the time or what. Because I think she's about at least in her early 20s. So how old was she exactly? Because if she was 18, you're no longer that much of a kid, dearie. Who knows, maybe at the time she was a child. But anyway, yes, Clara is there with this young woman to warn Johnny. They tell her, come with us, Johnny. We need to talk. It's about your family. He's like, leave my family alone. Stay away from him. And he gets up. He wants to leave. But then he hears something. And then it looks like, I would say, demons are hunting Johnny. He's, suddenly the lights go out in the bar. And, the demon basically gets through the window. And it looks like every night, practically, they come after him and they try to kill him. And he has to fight them, and I'm guessing that's why he's not with his family, because of this reason. But this demon's like cocky, they're not me, they all failed, but I won't. But Johnny ends up killing him anyway. He's got this, what does he call it? He's got this fire sort of thing, let me tell you what it's called. That's there we go. What was it called? It's got this. There we go. He's got a claw. Hellfire. Okay, it calls it Hellfire. Okay, Hellfire. I need. The demon says, you're about to meet my claws, but then Johnny pulls a dagger, or knife was, and I think it's a dagger, and he channels his hellfire through that, and he, shoves it into the demon, and then he shoots him off, and then he leaves the bar. And then I don't know how much later, we see him outside somewhere in an alley, already wasted. And Clara and the young woman, I think Sierra was her name or something. I don't remember. I'm not gonna get into it. Yeah, I'm not gonna check. But she's they get there and Clara bends down and puts a hand on Johnny and Johnny, you've been through so much pain, I wish I could take some of it from you. But then I think the young lady says, now all we can do for him is get him back home and to tell him, because he's going to want to hear what we have to say about his family. So then they each of them, they put one of his arms around their shoulders and they can pull him to the car. Then back at, I'm guessing, Johnny's house, somewhere out in the woods, there's two, one of them is a man, but the other one, two men called Wolf and Cody. Wolf is I think he's a midget, but I'm not sure. And Cody's like this, I don't know, mutant or whatever he is. He looks very interesting. I'll show you later. But yeah, Cody's holding him down, and Wolf is pouring buckets of cold water on him to get him sobered up to hear what they have to say to him, because he's going to be interested in it. And of course, he's very pissed off at this. Oh, yeah, I don't know where he even keeps getting the buckets, because I don't know. My apologies. The Cody is not the midget is just very short. Okay, wait. And all right, there's a page with that. Okay. And then he says he's not. Wolf says, "I'm not for this magic garbage." And he tells him this concerns Roxanne and the kids. And Johnny's angry. He doesn't want to hear what the witch, as he calls the young woman, has to say. But then Wolf starts to say, your son, Craig. I think he named his kid Craig. He says your son, but then the phone rings, and Wolf says it's for you, and it's Craig. Telling Johnny, the dad, quick, Mom and Emma, Johnny's daughter. And Johnny's like, so he says, Craig, honey, what's wrong? But then the call disconnects. To which then Wolf tells him, your son has been calling all day. That's why we were looking for you. He needs to, something might have happened. You need to go there. And then he says, and then that's it. Johnny's gonna go there, and Wolf says, Roxanne and the kids are like family to me. We're coming with you. And I think Johnny tells him, just don't slow me down, or no, you'll slow me down. I remember. But anyway, he's gonna go on his own. He gets the address. Yeah, no, that's it. He tells Wolf, you'll only slow me down, give me the address. He's got the address. He goes outside. He gets on the motorcycle. And he's about to take off. To which then the young lady tells him, what does she tell him? Let me see. She talks to him before he needs to go to Chicago, because Roxanne and the kids, like he told them, have been moving around a lot. They haven't stayed in one place. He tells her, just stay away from me. And then as he rides off, this young lady says, I can't. It's not meant to be. So something here is interesting. Then we go to somewhere in the mountains in the cold. There's a place there, and it's the headquarters of one of these, one of the race of the blood, it seems, with this man. This man is there. Okay, it looks like something here is connected to Johnny. And not to Johnny, but to Johnny's children, it seems. Some kind of deal was made, and this man, my dues will be paid. Because he's in this big office, and this skinny guy goes in, and what about all give me your report? And looks like he couldn't convince whoever it was. And basically the man tells him, okay, go, get them and make sure to stall the father, which I'm pretty sure he means Johnny. And then the skinny guy asks, what about the woman? And he's like, you don't have to mind the woman. Basically, she can die. She doesn't matter. And then we go to Johnny back. He's made it into Chicago within 2 hours. I don't think he has Ghost Rider powers anymore, but he certainly has fucking something happening to him. And so he gets there, he gets to this address, but the whole, his red hot fury, anger, turns into ice cold fear as he sees that the house is destroyed. And he goes in, and first he thinks, maybe Wolf gave me the wrong address, maybe. But then he sees on the floor, among the rubble, there's a family photo of them, of him, the kids, and Roxanne, and a teddy bear. So he knows this is it, and then someone from behind him attempts to shoot an arrow through him, but he dodges. And then there's a bunch of these weird ninja dudes. Whatever the fuck they are. So it looks like they're a part of this, I don't know, cult in the blood thing. In this race or something like that. I'm not certain. All I know is they look like, they're dressed like they're ninjas, but they're fucking not ninjas. Then, so they start attacking Johnny, he starts fighting them off. Then, as he's fighting them, they're there to stop him. I'm pretty sure they're the ones, obviously, that this dude sent. And he starts going up the stairs, even though everything's bloody broken. Because he's thinking, okay, I think I'll either pick them off one by one, or why not all at once? And he shoots at the staircase, and almost all of them fall, except one who yells, "Wait, please help me, your children are still alive." So Johnny gets him, and the man says, "Fool," and tries to attack him. Then Johnny hits him, and it makes, I forgot to say, they're wearing masks. So the mask falls off of his head, and it's revealed that his face is tattooed. And he tells him, well, now you will die, because he saw his face. But then another man suddenly appears from behind, and he's holding Roxanne by the hair. And he's like, let's exchange this woman for him. And he's like, okay, fine. And Johnny tells him, and then this ninja guy kisses the man's robe, at the bottom, and thank you for your compassion. And he says, I'm not granting you compassion, I'm granting you death. And then he uses magic or what, but the man's neck is snapped. So he killed him, and then Johnny says, well, you said you'd give me the woman. And then he's like, fine, I will. And then he takes out a dagger, and he hits Roxanne in the stomach, I think, or on the side. And then he throws her, and he's like, soon you will all be dead. Or no, he says, you'll be dead if you don't forget about your family. And then he runs off, and Johnny quickly holds Roxanne, and Roxanne's like, Johnny, the children. And then the young woman appears that's from this blood race, and come on, Johnny, we need to go. Wait, she says to him. One moment. Yeah, they look like ninjas. They even have ninja weapons. Your usual stuff. Okay, yeah, there's Roxanne. Here, 1 second, please. Come on. Okay, yeah, he hits her, and it's like, Roxanne. And then the young woman's there, it's like, Blaze, we've got to get out of here now, you're in danger. And Johnny says, well, they're gone, why don't you do the same? And she says, you've seen them if you looked upon their face of the hidden. Okay, so that's what this group is called, the hidden. They won't let you live, you've got to follow me, please. And then he tells her, go, as he's holding up Roxanne. And then there's an explosion. Uh-oh. And that's it. To be continued. Oops. Sorry. Okay. So first, cover. Now, Johnny looks fucking cool on this cover. Could have done with some more orange in the fire, because it's a bit too yellow for my taste. But hey, he still looks fucking cool. I do wonder what happened to him. It's interesting. It looks like he's gotten married and had a family. Interesting. Okay, so first, here's some art. And by the way, don't know anyone who worked on this book. I'm not familiar with any of these names. You can see there's the chuckleheads that are harassing Johnny there. There's Johnny. Fucking cool. I like this art style. I think it's a kind of distinctive style from the 90s that some of these Marvel comics had. And yeah, maybe in some places you could say it's not great, but it's still quite detailed. And it does look good. In comparison to the comic I read yesterday, that art style was insulting the people charged money for it. Let me just put it like that. Okay, so here are the women. Okay, so you see this one here. This one, the blonde one. You see this one in the purple. So that's the woman. That's the one that doesn't have eyes. Heard any talking? It's my grandma. And you see, there we go. There she is. No. Bishop had something else. Well, there you go. You see. So that's the other one. Clara. Yes, Seer. Her name is. Okay. So her name is Seer. Interesting. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so this is Wolf right here. And that's Cody. You see the big red one. I don't know what the fuck he's supposed to be, though. Yeah, still good art style. Regardless. Oh. Okay. 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, to the story then. So this was fucking cool. It's a shame I've missed so much of the information of what happened to Johnny, how did he get to this stage, and what the hell's going on. Also, is he ginger now? I thought he was blonde. I remember he was blonde. I'm pretty sure this is Johnny Blaze. And he also, in the beginning of the comic, mentions something about Dan. I wonder if he means Danny Ketch. Again, I'm just missing a lot of information. I mean, I can still read it and enjoy it, but I just wish I knew what the hell was going on. What happened prior to this. But I did look today, and there is a Blaze series from 1994, which is funny because that one came after. So where are the events of this story, I wonder? Well, regardless, I really enjoyed it anyway, and I look forward to see what happens. Will Johnny be able to save his kids? What the hell's going on? I'm feeling like some kind of deal was made, and the kids are the price for that deal. But did Roxanne make some kind of deal? I don't know, like, what the hell's going on? What does this race want with Johnny's children? And, is this Seer lady, is she there to help them? To help him? It seems like she knows that this is all going to play out. And this guy from the blood race also seems to know that. He says, well, there's some minor changes, but it doesn't matter. So that's interesting. Well, what exactly is going to play out, and what the hell do they want to do? Well, I guess that's left to be seen as this mini-series progresses. Alright, folks, so that is it. I definitely look forward to issue 2. And I'm going to enjoy this a lot, I feel like. Alright, so let me know what you thought about this one, and that is it. Remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Bye!